We are back. Episode number 3, the hat trick. We have collected the hats.
Yep.
We're back for episode number 3 of the Armchair Warriors podcast. My name's Dylan.
My name's Luke.
And we got a full agenda today. I mean, so much to talk about over the last week of hockey news. I mean, the AJHL has merged with the BCHL.
Sort of,
kind
not
of.
really. We'll explain more later.
We'll dive a little more into that. 2018 World Junior topic is back a little bit.
Yep.
We're going to kind of discuss that. Not too much. CHL Top Prospect game happened on Wednesday, so we're going to chat about that a little bit. And then some NHL news as well. We're going to talk a little bit about the Bell Let's Talk that went on this week. So, Luke, fired up. What are we going to start with?
NHL news. We'll start hopping with that. And we got, first up, Corey Perry signing with the Oilers in the middle of a win streak. I'm not too sure, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you make changes. I mean, you know the saying. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, Corey Perry is just a perennial winner, though. I mean, he's been pretty good for every team he's played for. So, I mean, I don't hate a good team adding a good player.
No, you're not going to diss him for it. But it now guarantees the Oilers a trip to the finals.
Yes, it does.
Where they're going to lose.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Corey Perry's got a history making it to the finals and not winning. So we're just going to... I mean, good on the Oilers. I know it's farther than they've ever gotten before. And
yeah, I mean... Well, they have won a lot of cups.
I meant in my history.
Era?
Yeah, in the McDavid era.
The McDavid era.
But speaking of the Oilers' 14-game win streak, it now makes an impressive stat for Sam Gagner being the only player in NHL history to be a part of 2 14-game winning streaks.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a crazy stat. He also had an 8-point game with the Oilers when he was there for his first little bit. I mean, he's got some crazy stats in his NHL career.
Yeah, he's had an odd NHL career, but
you were gonna diss Sam Gagner.
No, I wasn't.
You were.
I thought about it, but then I thought better, and I mean,
this the shootout goat.
The guy knows how to win.
Apparently
knows.
Not really, but
he knows how to be a part of a winning team.
He knows how to win the unimportant games.
Oh, we're going right into that, hey?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna. I think. Well, the Oilers have been playing really well. They've been good.
Before I go all Oilers hate mode, they've won 14 games straight. And
impressive
that's a lot of
by
games.
Any means.
That's a lot of games to win. So
it is.
I'm not going to take away from the fact that they've played 14 NHL hockey games and won 14 of them. But I'm going to hate a lot about the teams they've played.
Okay, well.
Do you want me to list them off?
Oh, no, go ahead. Yep. You're not a big Oilers fan, so.
In their 14 games they've won, in those last 14 games, they've played the New York Rangers with their backup goalie and Jonathan Quick, who is almost 50 years old. They've played Philadelphia. Now, Philadelphia's a pretty solid team this year.
They've been good.
I won't take away from Philadelphia. That's a good win.
Even the New York one's not bad. That's
a
good
good squad. That's a good squad. The Toronto Maple Leafs, who are just horrible, coughed up a 2-goal lead.
Yeah.
I mean, not great. They played the Los Angeles Kings as they entered their slide to God knows where. They've been horrible.
We'll touch on that after this.
We sure will. They played Detroit. I mean, Detroit has played pretty well.
They're good. They're not bad.
They're in the middle of the pack. New Jersey without their goalie tandem in Vanacek and I can't remember who that.
Yeah, wasn't it the guy's first game? He played an NHL game before an AHL game.
Yep, that was him. So the Oilers beat them. Seattle, who is kind of creeping towards the bottom of the barrel,
starting to slide. Yep.
They've played Calgary, who also not good. They also played Montreal, bad. Ottawa, bad. Columbus, really bad. Anaheim, really bad. Chicago, even worse. And San Jose, as bad can get.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like the diss on the Ottawa Senators there, but anyways.
Oh, also, that was reported by Drew Livingstone of the Steve Dangle podcast. I did see that from him. I did not research that myself.
Absolutely not.
I should give credit where credit is due.
Yeah, and thanks for the stat, but and I agree with him. He said that Oilers that's still impressive. That is
you can't pick your schedule. That in those 14 games, that's who they've played. But I'm going to be an Oilers hater for as long as I can. So
I think they're playing well. They're the Canadian team going to the Cup. The problem is I was really banking on Canadian teams winning this year, and they've just kind of, I forgot that all the good ones are in the West. So either way, the final is going to be a gamble. I was hoping for a safe final where we get 2 Canadian teams, but
you're not.
There's no shot Toronto's getting there.
You're not finding Ottawa. You're not finding Toronto.
Shane Pinto, carry us to the promised land.
You're not finding Montreal. I mean,
no, yeah, that Canadian final that I hope for is not going to be there unless Toronto can get their ducks in a row. But we know that's not happening.
Never will.
Anyways, Oilers are getting there. They're a wagon.
They're a good squad.
Dylan doesn't think so as much, but
no, they're good. I'm not. They're
I'm proving you as a hater right now.
I am a hater, but they're a good squad, and I hate to say that they're a good squad, but they're a good squad.
Yeah. Going on to a much worse squad. Did they get passed yet? Did the Oilers pass them?
Yep, sure did.
Wonderful. The Kings, downright terrible. It always makes me feel good to see your favorite team just lighting on fire, or lighting a dumpster on fire, I should say, and just kind of.
They are a dumpster fire.
How does it feel?
It's bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even feel like sitting down to watch. It's hard to complain as like a fan, and they're in the wild card spot right now, and handedly in the wild card spot. But they were so fun to watch at the start of the year. 11-0-0 on the road to start the year,
yep.
And now they have just continuously lost. I mean, you lose to the Sharks on Monday or Sunday.
Whenever it was, yeah.
Can't remember when it was. I mean, you just lose games that you can't lose, especially with a team that has the easiest strength of schedule
for the rest of the year.
So
I mean, just by that, they should at least get into the playoffs.
And like you say, anything happens when you get into the playoffs. But when you're throwing $8 million at Pierre-Luc Dubois every year for the next 8 years, it's kind of hard to
giving away some very players who have turned Winnipeg into not turned Winnipeg, but have aided Winnipeg to a very strong season.
Yeah.
Doesn't look good for the Kings management.
No, it's hard to watch. I think there's a lot of buddy going on in that organization. You kind of have to make a move in such a slide like this. You got to give that team a wake-up call. Whether it's fire the coach, who knows? But I mean, they might need a new voice to listen to because that one's getting old, and it's frustrating to watch the product on the ice because man.
Can't relate. Me bandwagoning on all the Canadian teams. My Canucks, Jets, and Oilers have been fantastic.
They've been great. They've been really
and I'm going to ride that all the way to the end because I refuse to quit on that.
Oh, I don't blame you.
But
they are good.
Moving into another piece of kind of NHL a little bit, we'll just we'll end with the NHL news, and we're going to tread lightly as we go through this, and we're not going to point any fingers. We're not going to speculate. Nope. Just going to lay out some facts and kind of cover what's been going on with that 2018 World Juniors team. And I'll let you kind of take away some of the facts. I know you got more written down than I have.
Well, to begin, there's been 5 players that have been given
notice.
Yeah, a leave of absence to their squads. The 5 being Alex Fermenton, who is playing in the Swiss League, Carter Hart of the Philadelphia Flyers, Dylan Dubé of the Calgary Flames, and of the New Jersey Devils, we have Cal Foote and Michael McLeod. So 5 names. Oh, jeez. Excuse me. That's bad. 5 names.
Didn't know we were bringing a teenage boy onto the podcast today.
Shut up. We have 5 names. Dylan Dubé was released on mental health leave.
We'll talk about that a bit later. First we'll finish the stats of the story.
Anyways, so those were 5 rumored suspects. I won't even say suspects, but 5 guys that were released of the team, of their respective teams from that 2018 World Junior roster.
And the reason they made the connection between the 5 was the London, Ontario.
Yeah.
We're not going over to Britain.
No.
But the London Ontario police have put out, it's suggested that they've put out 5 names that are supposed to show up and start a trial. I don't know. They got a presser coming out February 5th, so they'll explain a lot more of it there. It's always a presser, so I'm sure we'll get almost little to no information.
Yeah, we'll get absolutely nothing from it.
But that's where that connection's been made. And, I mean, hopefully this thing, the truth comes forward and we find out what's going on. And
you kind of got to hope that there is, a kind of end to this.
Yeah. Hockey
Canada has been going through it ever since with anything and everything, so it's been a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And then the last thing we'll touch on for this, I know they're just kind of, right, we're not talking about them as true suspects.
Yeah.
And we're not going to point any fingers, but if Dubé does turn out to be involved in this and the Flames let him go for a mental health concern, that is kind of a concern for everyone else who actually has to leave for mental
especially
health problems.
with them getting Oliver Shillington back,
Yeah.
who was on, I think, a 2-year absence because of personal reasons. He chimed in on the Dylan Dubé stuff and kind of sent out his I don't even know how to say it, but he was kind of touching on it's a big deal and mental health is big, and if that's how the Flames planted Dubé leaving because of this scandal, that is a bit of a shady piece from the Flames, but only speculation.
Yep.
We're not gonna confirm or deny if that was true or not. So, but yeah, that was just kind of some of the news on the World Junior teams. Obviously, we'll keep everybody updated as this progresses.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to kind of see how that rolls out. But and we'll talk a bit more about mental health later in the podcast with the Bell Let's Talk coming up on Friday here in this kind of whole week. So, and then we'll move on to a little bit of a little more heated debate topic.
Yes, we'll become a little more lighthearted here, if you will.
Yeah, we're bringing back a segment that we introduced last week, and I'm pretty excited for this week because this one's been an argument for probably a good 2 months now.
For a long time.
But it is the hot topic of the week. It's back. I'll introduce it because it involves me personally.
I don't even want to like this could go on for a while. I'm so heated about it.
We'll get into it.
Go ahead, though.
So, the other day, we were skating. Well, the other month, I guess. We were skating at an outdoor rink, the ODR, near our house. And I was feeling pretty good about myself, and I didn't play good hockey. I'm not a good hockey player. I won't pretend I am.
Hey, you're a good skater. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I can skate a little bit, but I've got bricks for hands, and I don't know how to use a stick to save my life for shooting. But is what it is. I've watched my brother a fair bit playing in the WHL. I made a claim that if you gave me 4 months to train, get just all day, I don't need to work, you just give me the money, I am putting up 12 points in a WHL season. There's a caveat to that. I'm getting first power play minutes. I'm getting first D-line minutes. I'm getting first minutes guaranteed. It does not matter if I'm dash 100, dash 1,000. I'm getting those minutes. I think I'm putting up 12 points. There's just... Now take it away. That's my piece. And
so you've had some pretty outrageous takes in our time of being roommates. This one's up there. I mean, we've skated with Caleb on the outdoor rink, and he's embarrassed us, constantly. We've skated with multiple other WHL players.
Yeah. Read our second guest. Oh, you weren't there, but I got to skate with Justice Christensen. Yeah, he put me in a blender. And he's a defenseman.
Mm-hmm. So you, being the person you are, you go, give me 4 months to train.
Dude, I'm in my prime. I have peak testosterone right now. Are you kidding? I'm
testosterone.
Yeah, dude, I'm still on the climb for muscle build. Okay. I'm going to be a freak of nature in there. No, I'm not. But I won't go as far to say that. But, dude, 12 points, man. Come on, that's all I need. Think about it. Caleb embarrasses us, but he's got 26 through
if you were to get 12 points, you would have to be surrounded by maybe the 4 best players in the Western Hockey League.
So so maybe I could do it on Portland?
If we threw you on Portland, I don't even think Nate Danielson could help you get 12 points throughout the year. You're getting first line minutes on any line you could think of.
Yeah.
You'll be so confused out there. You'll be like backdoor tap-ins. You'll probably and you'll just miss them.
No, I'm gonna get custom sticks with the big blades. I'm gonna be
hitting the Draisaitl paddle.
Oh yeah, we're getting the Draisaitl paddle.
No, that's
that's stupid. You're wrong. No, you're wrong. Actually, I think I'm right.
I don't think.
Now I'm gonna
these kids have trained their entire lives playing hockey, and you go, I got 4 months.
Yeah, but you know what I have?
What?
That a lot of those guys don't.
Hard. I'm
no. There's a lot of younger siblings that play in the WHL that have brothers that play Junior A. And if they came over to the WHL, they'd put up not many points, but a few.
I don't think they'd put up 12.
I think you're crazy. I think 12 is not that out of reach. That's only one every 6 games. Getting lucky once every 6 games, I think that's not hard. Playing 25 minutes a night.
You're lucky 25.
I'm top line on all units.
You're going to tap out after 10. You're like, Coach, I'm done.
No,
dude.
See, I got my 4 months to train. This is going to work, I swear. See, if I was a year younger and I wasn't going to be a 20-year-old next year, I'd make this happen.
Yeah, no 20. No teams looking at you as a 20-year-old.
No team's looking at me in general. I know I'm not a good player. I'm not going to pretend that I'm a great player. I wasn't when I played. I'm not now. But where I was going is I have older brother strength. You put me on a team with Caleb, I'm just going to do better than him just because I'm his older brother. I'm just going to be in spite of him. That's the whole thing. You're going to see superhuman efforts out of me because I have older brother power, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, I mean, if we kept talking, it was like going for hours. So we're gonna wrap this one up because you're silly.
And this one's never going to end. I think this will be a debate as long as
time.
as long as we go. Yep.
Well, we're gonna head over to our interview.
Yep.
Justice Christensen. He was pretty straight to the point kind of fella.
Yep.
He wasn't. There's not many stories in this one like we had with Raj, but he's a really good dude, really down to earth, and he gave us some pretty good insight on a different road to the WHL, unlike some other kids. So yeah, we're gonna hand it over to ourselves, talking with Justice.
Okay, our next guest is an assistant captain with the Prince Albert Raiders. He went from undrafted in the WHL to the top 25 in D-man scoring this year in his 18-year-old season. With 26 points on the season, Justice Christensen. Welcome to the pod, man.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Perfect. Okay, we'll hop right into it. So you've been having a really good season so far. 26 points, big jump from last year. You're sitting top 25 in scoring. What's kind of helped contribute to the jump from last year to this year?
I think just maturing into my role. It was a big off season. We didn't make playoffs last year, so had about 5 months off this summer. I think that really helped. I was doing lots of my training and stuff in Calgary, and I think that was a big help in my game, and just the coaches having a lot more trust in me this year, and just a little bit more of a veteran presence really helps me out.
Yeah, for sure. You've been playing a lot more minutes this year in the games that I've been watching. And then another thing different from last year to this year is you graduated last summer. So what is that like in the schedule when you don't have to worry about school and you kind of just focus on hockey?
Oh, it's a lot better actually. Not having to go to the rink till 10, sleep in a little bit, get the workouts done, go for lunch with the guys. It's fun, and then yeah, just mainly focusing on hockey. I did actually take an online course right now through like Athabasca University, but that's just on my own time. So still really nice to get out of high school and just be with the guys a lot more.
Yeah, no kidding. So I'm gonna hop over to you coming out of Bantam and not getting drafted. Obviously, what was that process like? Because most kids that play in the WHL get drafted out of their Bantam year, but you didn't, and now you're playing at a high level. What kind of was the process like not getting drafted?
Well, obviously leading up to the draft, I had talked to a few teams and like many kids did, but yeah, I didn't hear my name get selected, and that just kind of I think kind of made me the player that I am because I had to work for so much to get where I am. And it was our draft year was in COVID, so it was all over Zoom and whatever else, that process. And then I went to Yale Hockey Academy, and I was just at the rink one day. I got a call from one of the PA scouts, and they're like, "We've just listed you." I was so shocked. I didn't really know what to say, and then they called me again, and they wanted me to come out for a week and skate with the team. So that was pretty cool. That was really my first time getting that kind of opportunity. And then at the end of that week, they called me in and they're like, "We want to sign you." And I thought about it for quite a while because I would have been my first year would have been my 17-year-old season, which was last year, and I just wasn't sure if that was the right fit for me. So I took my time, and that ultimately was my best decision and what I dreamed about. So I went that route, and I'm so happy I did.
Yeah, I'd sure say it's turned out you're playing really impressive this season, so it's worked out well for you, I'd say. And then speaking, you kind of touched on Yale and playing in Bantam. You played with the Bantam Rebels and Red Deer, and you were the captain there in your second season, and then now you're hopping into a leadership role in only your second season with PA. Kind of talk about what kind of makes you like fill that leadership role wherever you go, and kind of how you handle that.
I think a lot of it is I'm a good communicator. I work hard. Um, I just think those leadership qualities just shine through tough moments, and me wanting to persevere through things, and just always don't get quiet, just always communicating and letting people know what works and what doesn't, that kind of thing. I think that's my biggest leadership quality.
Yeah, and speaking of leadership, you've now played 100 games in the WHL and started a little bit later than most. But like, when you think about playing those 100 games, what was kind of that first moment in the dub where you were like, "Oh wow, I'm in the WHL and I'm playing some of the best guys in Western Canada"?
Oh, I don't know. There's a few, but I think the first, there was about 20 games, and then all the U.S. teams started coming into PA. That's when they came in last year, and seeing some of those older guys on like Spokane and Portland, like they were just no particular moment, but just lining up and seeing those guys. It was like it's going to be a long year. This is going to be fun. But yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and you get the role of shutting those guys down a lot of nights, which I'm sure is no easy task. But
No,
since you run into a lot of those top guys, what's kind of the best chirp you've heard through, like, it doesn't have to be WHL specific, but kind of just through your career?
oh, best chirp. Actually, our coach gives it to guys all the time on the when they line up, like at the neutral zone, like the offside dot.
Yeah.
Coach is just always like lining up there. He'll just something outrageous. Like it's not even a chirp. He's just yelling something. Our head coach. Like I can't even say like the best one or anything. It's just always makes me laugh. Try not to laugh on the bench, but it makes me laugh.
Yeah, that coaches are a lot wittier. They've been around the league for a long time. They know the ins and outs.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
him being obviously seeming pretty funny to you guys. We'll move on to who's kind of the funniest guy you've played with throughout your career, and kind of who's made that lasting impression as a room comedian.
Oh, I'm gonna say Keith McInnes, and I hope he's on here next. But uh, probably him. That guy just always got something to laugh about or say. It just makes you laugh. I don't know. Probably him.
Yeah, we're gonna try and get him on here,
Yeah.
right away, and in the next couple weeks, hopefully. But
Yeah, actually, sorry about that. Maybe a guy on our team this year, Easton Kovacs. He's quite the character.
oh yeah, that's good to have a couple in your room for sure.
Yeah, you
And
need it.
then speaking of your team this year, this Friday coming up, or I guess the day it's released, so it'll be today when this airs. But you guys are playing as the Cobra Chickens, a little nod to Canadian heritage and Canadian Goose. But what's that like, having just a full team switch kind of mid season?
Actually, I don't know. Won't change much, but we had our headshots here. I think that was yesterday, and the jerseys look pretty nice actually. So I'm excited to wear them on Friday, and yeah, should be fun. I mean, sell out a couple more seats for sure. Get the Hauser bumping hopefully, but yeah, no, it'll be good.
And just kind of to hop back into the hockey talk. I mean, we were talking hockey, but like when we talked about you being undrafted into the dub, obviously last year was your NHL draft year and you went undrafted that time. When you kind of get to the summer this year, are you talking to teams about development camps and stuff like that?
Yeah, a little bit has come up about it, but I think for lots of teams they'll worry about the draft first, and then what comes about it after. But obviously, same kind of thing. Like that's my dream. That's where I want to play. So hopefully, something will come out of it.
Yeah, and obviously any chance you get is going to be a great opportunity. But if you could pick, kind of where would be your go-to destination of if you could pick any of the teams?
Oh, I'd say somewhere like California, like maybe we go LA, Anaheim, something like that on the beach. That would be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, going LA wouldn't be so bad. I mean, look at the
No,
guy over my shoulder here. He's not so bad.
yeah, I guess so.
Okay, well, that pretty much wraps up our
Yeah,
questions. If you got any other stories you
yeah.
want to throw out there, but that pretty much wraps up our questions.
I don't think I got many stories for you guys.
Yeah,
I don't
none
know
that
the
are
hospital
appropriate.
in my head. Yeah.
No
uh,
kidding. But hey, thanks for hopping on,
Yeah.
Juice. It's been a pleasure having you, and we hope to get you again sometime.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you. Maybe I'll have a story next time. I'll think of something here.
Perfect. Thanks, Juice.
Yeah, thank you.
That was Justice Christensen. We enjoyed that interview.
Yeah, he's always a fun guy to talk to.
Yeah, he's, like I said prior, he's pretty down to earth. He's a very straight to the point kind of fella. So, I mean, we enjoy that.
Yeah.
It's hard not to. I mean, he's a good chat. And again, he gave us a different perspective on how, I mean, any kid can have a different path to the WHL and how success isn't measured on just one linear line. So it was good to get a different insight on his path to his WHL career and his career moving forward. But
we appreciate him hopping on. So
absolutely, we do. Oh my God!
Back to it. Hey, we're going again.
I thought I cleared my throat pretty good before we started. We're gonna move back into the career path game for our second episode.
I'm coming back. I swear on my life, I'm not saying my player's name. His name to me is my player, and that's it.
That's it. He's only your player until I guess it within the first 10 seconds. So, we're going to give a quick rundown on the rules again. So we got a 3-point system. 3 points is you get it on the career path only. 2 points is after you say the junior career and their draft position. And 1 point being any other clue the other person can give you. We got a 5-minute shot clock, and the winner is determined on who gets it on the least amount of clues.
Yeah. Right now, Dylan's at a 1-0 lead.
Thank you.
Because we're not gonna talk about last week. It's on my mind, and we're moving forward. I'm looking to tie it up.
Yes, you are.
Looking up to tie it up this week. So
I'm gonna flip a coin.
Okay, sounds good.
You're gonna call it in the air.
Yep.
We're gonna go from there.
Tails never fails, baby.
We got heads.
Oh.
I'm gonna defer. You're gonna go first.
Guessing, right?
You're guessing.
Okay.
I'll pull up my timer here, and I got my player right here on this trusty tablet. Are you ready? Clock does not start until after I give you the first clue.
Okay.
Here we go. So, this player made his debut in the 2009-2010 season. He played with the Colorado Avalanche all the way until 2017-2018, where he was dealt mid-season to the Ottawa Senators. Played 2 seasons with the Senators. Got dealt halfway through the 2018-19 season to the Blue Jackets. Then in the 2019-20 season, signed with the Nashville Predators. Played there until 2022-2023, and now he is with the Dallas Stars.
Oh boy, starting the timer?
And the clock has started.
Okay, so you said Dallas Stars is where he is now?
Dallas is where he's at right now.
Rolling through. Gotta be went from, where'd he go before Dallas?
Colorado to Ottawa to Columbus to Nashville.
Nashville to Dallas. Who moved this year? Oh boy, this is gonna be a tough one.
Would be in the offseason to Dallas.
Oh, he's played the full year. Let's get going with players. My first thought was Goodbranson, but it's not Goodbranson, right? No. Did he played with Columbus though?
Yeah, he sure did.
Okay, that was a rough guess. Anyways, moving on. Goodbranson, and then we'll go to. Man, I can't think of that Nashville. Rupe Hintz, no.
Mm-mm.
Robertson, no.
No, God,
no.
no.
Say again, no. Ben, no.
No.
Pavelski, no.
No.
Their D-corps, Klingberg. Oh, it's so a defenseman. I don't even know who else. Who is the guy that I think is like Max Domi? Is it Max Domi?
Max Domi's on the Leafs.
Oh. No, but there's a guy that I think is like Max Domi, but he's not Max Domi. I don't remember who it is.
Fair.
But give me my second clue. I'm gotta be running tight on.
Yeah, you're at a minute 20 right now.
Left or through?
Through.
Okay.
So he played 2 years in the OHL with the Brampton Battalion. He was drafted in round 1, 3rd overall in the 2009 NHL draft.
That should be so easy.
I mean, I think so.
Yeah, that hurts. Not Nishushkin.
Not Valentin.
Nemesnikov?
Not Nemesnikov.
Where is Nemesnikov? He went the other way around, didn't he? Is he in Colorado now?
Maybe? I can't remember.
Oh, boy. 2009. They're old, man. A.T. Comfer.
No.
Dude, I'm just throwing out Colorado players out here now.
I thought this would be pretty easy.
I'm
sorry. I didn't mean to stop you like that.
No, that's all right. You know what? I don't think you're getting my guy. Let me go to the anytime hints. We're gonna.
I mean,
gonna run
I
through
didn't
this.
prepare an anytime.
You thought it'd be that
I thought
easy?
you'd get this one pretty easy.
Oh man, I gotta watch more hockey.
He's like relatively known for his time with the Avs.
There's no Montreal in there.
No Montreal.
Columbus.
The only other hint I could give you was probably his initials. I don't even know what awards he's won, to be honest.
Johnson.
No.
Nope, because he was on a cup team. Columbus.
He's got a lot of achievements.
Does he?
Yes. He was at the CHL Top Prospects game, won a U18 gold medal. He was on the all-rookie team.
I'm assuming he's Canadian?
He's Canadian, yes.
Rookie 09. I feel bad. Whoever's listening is going to beat me to this, and I'm just going to... Any other clues you got for me?
I'm really trying.
Cash, maybe like
Ottawa.
Scratch my brain deep.
Okay, he was at the Winter Olympics in 2014 with Sochi.
I can't remember.
He was at the World Cup of Hockey in 2016. He won World U18s in 2008. Won a couple World Championships. That's just his international play.
Who was there when did he leave Colorado?
2017.
Oh, dude, you're hitting that blank spot in my brain. Right around the...
You have a minute left.
Oh, boy, I got to get cooking.
His initials are MD, and he's most notable for wearing the number 9.
That somehow... Isn't it funny how I said Max Domi? That's kind of... No.
It's not Max Domi.
Man, I thought that was a good one. Just kidding. I know where he plays. That wasn't very good.
His initials are MD, most notable for wearing the number 9.
That doesn't help me at all. All I can think of is MD. Oh, this is going to be so embarrassing when you say it.
You have 20 seconds.
Oh, no.
I thought you'd get this.
MD.
10 seconds.
Olympics. I'm gonna get 0. That's gonna be.
Not gonna.
I'm gonna get 0. That's tough. But give it to me. Let's hear it.
Matt Duchene.
Oh.
Was there another clue like I could have given you?
No.
Okay, because I really didn't. No. I didn't think we'd get that far.
No, I should have got the. Oh, you're gonna hate who my guy is if you gave me Matt Duchene.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
Anyways, it'll even it up, but
go ahead. So what happens when we get to this tiebreak?
Can we do 0?
Another player?
Oh yeah, we'll do a sudden death little tiebreaker thing. We'll figure something out as we fly.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Okay. First starts after I give you the first clue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My guy. You ready?
Oh yeah.
LA Kings.
Oh God.
In 2015.
Oh.
Split the season between the Kings and the Reign. Played with the Kings up until 2020.
Oh, just in that gray area.
Then got traded to the Flames, then to the Jets, then to the Bruins, and is currently on the Boston Bruins. Oh, and I'll start you.
Derek Forbort.
Oh, that's so heartbreaking. I couldn't get Matt Duchene. See, ladies and gentlemen, and that's why this is turning into my least favorite segment out of every episode. That's going to be 2 for Dylan.
Wow.
Oh my God. That was impressive.
Thank you.
Like, his highest point total has been 18 points in a season.
Yeah. There's only one King that is on the Bruins currently, and I know it's Derek Forbort. So
yeah, see, I was trying to find that blank spot. You don't normally know the guys from 2015 to 2020.
That's fair. No, that's really fair.
No, yeah, that's a tough one. He's picked 15th overall.
Yeah, not our greatest pick.
No, that's
okay.
That's a fairly high one, but that's all right.
Derek Forbort, love around here. He's awesome.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Anyways,
that's going to conclude the Dylan Kicks Luke's ass segment.
I didn't even get to start the timer. It's fine. It's fine. I'll win it next week, or at least I'm going to do better next week.
Surely you won't.
Nope, but I'll do better next week. I'm going to do some research.
Yeah, no. Get into that book here. Yeah. Dive into Safari.
I will try.
You're gonna be on Hockey
really
DB
thought
like
that was
crazy.
I gotta quit going with trying to trick you with Kings. That just doesn't work. That beats me every time.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's all right. Anyways, moving on from the game, we got kind of our last two big pieces of big topics today, and we're going to start out with the AJ merger, which has been
bonkers,
kind of crazy. Don't really know what is going to come out of that or what's happened. Anyways, but what we know as of right now,
to explain it a little bit.
We'll explain it a little bit. BCHL left Hockey Canada 2 years ago, last year? 2 years ago.
Within a couple of years for sure.
Recently, BCHL has left Hockey Canada. They're tired of the way Hockey Canada runs their stuff. It is what it is. Get a little separation. Don't blame them. I don't really know how to feel about it.
Yep, they're not really in
takes them out of
discussion.
Takes them out of the Centennial Cup, but that's about all it really affects me or us.
Yeah.
And then, just on a side note, BCHL tried to upgrade their Junior B to Junior A, and that it didn't work. It's Junior B hockey still.
Yeah.
But in this past year, there had been talks that we'd been hearing a little bit of a couple AJ teams leaving the AJ to join the BCHL, who is trying to form a league that can compete with the USHL, possibly join the USHL. But there was talks, and then the other week, BCHL announced 5 teams that are moving and that they've confirmed it, and the AJ, I don't want to say they had no idea because they had to know. Rumors don't stay that secret in the hockey world.
Yeah.
But 5 teams are moving across, and Dylan's got those 5 teams ready for you.
Yeah, so the 5 confirmed teams, it sounds like there is a possibility for more as time goes on, but Okotoks, Brooks, Spruce Grove, Blackfalds, and Sherwood Park, all of the AJHL.
Basically the top.
Yeah.
Well, 4 of them are the top 4 in the league.
4 teams are going, and then I think Spruce Grove is...
But they have been a wagon for years.
They've been really good.
So they got announced that it's moving across. BCHL announced it. Absolute power move from them.
Yeah, just pulled the rug right out of right under the AJHL. So, yeah, definitely. I wouldn't say a shocker, as it must have been kind of boiling over for a little bit now, but to the general public, definitely. What's going on here?
Yeah, no, crazy for sure, and not sure how that's going to affect. Like, if they pull out, that league might become strong enough. The AJ might go down. The dub might jump up a little bit. Who knows what kind of effects this are going to have on the rest of Hockey Canada. I don't know how Hockey Canada is going to respond.
Yeah.
We heard an interesting rumor today that Hockey Canada, we have no foundation for any of these, by the way.
No, again, rumors.
Would be interesting to see. Hockey Canada is looking to respond, and heard one way that they might respond is through the joining, or at least forming a way that the WHL would be able to go Div 1.
Yeah.
Or you can get your scholarships while still playing in the WHL.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be good for the WHL, and I think it's a concept that should be implemented regardless of the politics behind this move.
For sure.
But I definitely think that would be beneficial for a lot of people, because then you can still play out in the WHL till you're 19 years old.
19.
Gives you a chance to develop. That league's really not going to decrease that much.
Nope, I think you'll still get your best of the best in Canada. Go play, or Western Canada, go play in that league. So
helps with longevity, helps with schooling. It helps with a lot of different things for players. But that was one way that we talked about responding. And then, do you think they cancel the AJ's season? Like, not the whole season, obviously, but do you think they cancel those 5-team season?
It's starting to look that way. I mean, you kind of see, if you followed along with that league, you're seeing them constantly suspend games. I think it kind of makes sense, as basically you've have your 4 best teams just disband from your league. So
it's kind of hard to
sit
there and take it when they're like...
It's kind of hard to welcome them with open arms still. So I wouldn't be surprised if they shut down operations with those 5 teams. But yeah, definitely a crazy situation going on in junior hockey right now.
Yeah, and I think we would have liked to see more about it, but that Hockey Canada scandal and other things have kind of taken over social media the last couple of days.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to kind of keep an eye out on the...
Yeah, lots of progressing stories.
Yeah, which is very unfortunate, because I really wanted to go watch our buddy Cubby, Keith McInnes, play. He plays for Brooks, and I wanted to go watch him in Calgary, but we'll see how that goes. That game is supposed to be next week, and then...
sadly, I think they're going to shut that one down.
Yeah, but I'm sure that those 5 teams will have an insurance policy up in no time, and they'll be playing games, so I wouldn't fear too much for those guys this season.
They'll get all the development they need, and if if they end up playing each other constantly and they get to play the best on best. So I think the development part of it is the least of their worries because they're going to get the best competition possible. So
and practice time, it just basically will create an extra long off season where there's still some competitive games. But that leaves the door wide open at Centennial Cup. And I know we didn't really talk about this, but like now that no Penticton, no Brooks, what's going to happen there? Like, I mean, Flin Flon's a wagon.
Flin Flon's good. Flin Flon's really good.
Hopefully they can make a run. Manitoba represent.
Yeah, go Manitoba.
But we're going to watch as this situation plays out a little bit more throughout the upcoming weeks.
Definitely a funky one, and one that is going to be exciting to see how it pans out, and maybe we'll get like a bit of a Super League on the West Coast here.
Little Junior A Super League, and try and compete with the USHL a little bit. But I'm sure the USHL and the colleges won't be thrilled about that. But anyways, talking about junior leagues, we just watched the CHL NHL Top Prospects game, and wasn't crazy. Nothing crazy. It's like it is normally. It's just a chance for those players to kind of prove themselves, and
it's kind of hard, especially you have I think 3 or 4 days to kind of get settled in. You're getting thrown on a line with guys you've never played with or maybe played with for
just a little bit international.
Just had a cup of coffee with them. So it's definitely, I'm sure it's a bit harder to kind of show your true colors with guys you're not used to playing with, but
gets treated a bit like an all-star game. Like you can't. We don't want to put too much weight on it, but fun to sit down and analyze a hockey game. So
it's fun to sit down and watch some of the best 06s go at it from the CHL. So it's always fun to see those guys go out and compete. There's obviously some really good players. When you kind of sit down and watch it, though, you didn't see any game changers. Really.
No, it was tight defensively.
I think this group is exceptionally deep when it comes to just overall skill. I think lots of good two-way forwards. Lots of good positionally sound defensemen. And
this D-core is
ridiculous.
It's crazy. Insane. We'll run through some of the lists in a minute. But got to see him go at it a little bit. And we're just going to run through a bit of our standouts to start. And we don't want to diss any guys. We're not going to diss any guys. They were all there, and it was a pretty good hockey game. It was tight checking. Definitely a lot more physical than I thought it was going to be.
They were throwing some big hits. But, at the end of the day, those guys are there for a reason because they're the best 06s in the country. But, I mean, if you want to hop into your list a little bit.
Yeah, sure. The line that stood out for me, and I know he got player of the game for Team – he was on White. Yeah.
If we're thinking about the same guy
here.
It
definitely was. Player of the game for Team White. His whole line, I mean, when you put 3 of the most prolific scorers in the WHL of, again, Lacat and Klippenstein on the same line, like they're going to do well and they're going to control play. But Tej Aginla Dad's going to not like me for talking so much about Tej Aginla because they really talk about him a lot on the broadcast.
It's hard not to.
It is, and well-deserved. You know, it's not just because he's a Hall of Famer son.
He's a damn good hockey player.
Yeah, he was a standout forward in that game for me. He just kind of controlled it. He was smart, made a lot of really good decisions, and it helps when you're playing with Catton.
Yeah.
He's a very good player as well.
Takes a lot of pressure off you for sure.
But. And then Clipper benefited a lot from that, and he's no pushover either. He's a heck of a player. Not that any of these guys are, but he definitely stood out for me as kind of my top go-to.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree. I did like watching Tej play. He's very flowy, makes all the right decisions, and he creates scoring chances for himself too. He's not just relying on one guy to kind of set him up. He's very good at finding open spaces, creating scoring chances by himself. The one guy I also had was Ollie Josephson. I really do like the way he plays. He's pretty hard-nosed. I mean, again, really flowy, and he's
smooth skater.
Very
he's
smooth,
responsible.
Yeah,
he's having a good season in Red Deer. He's playing big minutes. He's on their playing a shutdown role and also producing. And he's been taking off the last little bit. A big part of that winning streak hot stretch that they're on over the last 12 games. I agree. He's been impressive. I've always loved the way he plays though. And
he's very, very good.
Yeah, and we'll try and diminish our West bias a little bit. We'll pick a couple guys.
Yeah.
Raoul Boilard. He was
Johnny on the spot tonight.
I mean, I'm not going to go out there and say his goals were flashy or exceptional because one was crash and bang in the net and the other was an empty netter. But hey, goal scorer, score.
Guys know where to be. Hey, some guys know where to be, and he was one of them. I think he had 3 points. He was
Yeah,
in
he
on
had
all
2
3 goals.
Yeah, 2 goals and assist.
Yeah, he played. I think he was a very very exceptional in his own zone, which created those scoring chances, and he got rewarded. So
Yep.
another guy, Luke Misa. I don't really get to sit down and watch some of those guys from the East Coast. So watching him play again, very smooth skater, very flowy. I did enjoy kind of watching him create chances by himself, and I can't remember whose line he was playing on, but
Kind of funny to watch the announcer screw him up with his little brother.
his younger
That's kind of
brother.
tough, but
yeah, unfortunately, but he does deserve his flowers. He's a very very good player out east. So I just did want to give him some recognition, and he was definitely fun to watch.
Yeah, and then I got one last kind of east forward before we move into this stacked decor. Liam Greentree.
Yeah.
He impressed me tonight too.
Yep.
He played, or not tonight, I guess, but he played really well. He was good and young. He just got named captain out in Windsor, and that's very impressive in a year. I think he's in a 17-year-old season.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and he was good. Give him his flowers, and
yeah, he was very good. I
Yeah.
have to agree.
yeah, just moving on from. Just one last nod to the OHL forwards
OHL
because
forwards.
we got a little bit of WHL bias being from Calgary.
Yep, the Western League is definitely a little more prominent for us.
For sure. But moving on to the defensemen, I mean, they're all phenomenal in this
Unreal.
This draft. They've talked a really long time about this draft being defensively deep and a lot of really strong defensemen, not just in Canada, but foreign too. And the game didn't disappoint with the defensemen. They were all really good, but who kind of stood out for you?
I mean, again, West bias, but it's not bias. Kari Yakimchuk is so good.
I'm all over that.
I'm all over the Kari Yakimchuk wagon. Whoever gets him in the late first round, because that's where he's projected to go, is going to get just a beast.
Yeah. Oh, he's a man, and every time we watch him in Calgary, he's doing something exceptional with the puck. He's scoring goals that I couldn't dream of. I mean, I could do it if I just gave me my 4 months. But anyways.
Yeah, let's really dive back into this again, shall we?
No, we'll leave it. But he's always impressed us. We always thought he was underrated. And
extremely.
He had another good game, just creating opportunities. And
yeah, I mean,
he was -1, but
when we say there is no game changers, I think when you look at Kari Yakimchuk in the offensive zone, he can take over a game for sure. He's basically a fourth forward in that offensive zone. Like, he creates chances like no other. And
he's got touch.
Yeah, he's extremely smart with the puck. So, one of those guys you kind of sit and look at and just go, like, whoever gets this guy is going to get a stud.
Yeah, and we'll throw out one more WHL defenseman. I got one more WHL defenseman on my list who kind of stood out. And Colton Roberts looked really good tonight.
I agree. He was on mine as well.
Picked up 2 assists, +3 in a 3-1 win. Kind of impressive.
Extremely.
Yeah. No special teams help there. And yeah, he was good. Really like him. BC guy. We watched him at WHL Cup, and he was very good then.
Extremely good.
Very good every time I've watched him.
And he's only gotten better since then. So definitely a guy to look out for in this 06 draft.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you could talk about literally every defenseman in this game. Zane Parekh.
Unreal.
Sam Dickinson.
Danford stood out to me as kind of a prospect really that I thought wasn't as talked about as some of those guys like Parekh and Dickinson. But those East guys are strong. They've got a good decor out there. And they're set up well for Hockey Canada in the next couple of years. Going back to the World Juniors for
they're going to be deep.
In 2 years. They're going to be deep on that back end and deep all around. And Canada's always strong, and hopefully a little bit better next year than this year. But is what it is. Yeah, tough subject for us. But then we move on to we'll touch on the goalies quick before we kind of wrap up. And all the goalies were really good. I wanted to say, but Lucas Matejka.
Yeah, Matejka was really good.
Yeah, he was unreal. Made some big stops.
He made some really big saves today.
Yeah.
Who was it? It was against. Was it Tees or Berkeley Catton?
Yep.
Anyways, cross crease, stretched out, got it with that back leg. I mean, he made some really big saves tonight.
Oh, yeah, the Clipper pass. That was...
Yeah, he made some really, really good saves tonight. So that was fun to watch.
Yeah, he was good. All the goalies were good, though.
Yeah, they were really good. I don't think... obviously, all of them stood out, but I don't think you can give flowers to just one guy. I think all of them were really good tonight.
No, they were all really good. Top Prospects game, really good. And
Yeah, it's always fun.
Gives the managers a chance to kind of see all those guys and lets all the boys get back together. I think it was 13 guys from that Halinka team that came back.
Guys.
And
yeah, and it's always fun to sit down and watch the best of the best go play a game and kind of see. We've seen the on ice stuff, all the testing, so lots of guys succeeded in that.
No, kind of cool. Kind of a cool thing. I know it's not. They don't put a lot of weight on it because that's not how you win a game, and that's not how you become a.
No,
there's a huge difference between getting a skill guy and a gamer, and I'm a huge believer in the gamer factor.
Mm-hmm.
But still cool to see where you stack up, and that's fun. I would love to do some on ice testing. I think that'd be funny.
What should we give you 4 months for it?
No. We'll get Caleb out. We'll set up a baseline, and we'll do testing with all three of us, and we'll kind of see how it goes. And we'll bring out some of our other beer league buddies, and we'll get some stats and
put them to the test.
Do a little highlight video of us tripping over the blue line.
Just listen to him huffing and puffing after doing 130-meter sprint.
Yeah. But that'll pretty much wrap up kind of what we're rolling with for the top prospects. And just one last topic before we kind of close off, and kind of just a more sensitive topic, but
a big one.
But a big one, and it's good. And Bell Let's Talk on Friday.
Yep.
Covering mental health, and it's a huge part. I know I've struggled a lot with mental health stuff before, and I can only imagine what a lot of these hockey players are going through and a lot of that stuff. And a lot of people think that they're living the life, but they got a lot of pressure on them that's a little above and beyond, and everyone is struggling with their own demons. And it's just, we want to kind of preach that you got to get out and make sure you talk to people, and it's all like form some social connections and rely on them, use them. Like, I'm sure that your buddies would rather you talk to them about it than struggle through it yourself. And
I mean, I know there's definitely people out there that struggle with it constantly, and they don't reach out because they think they'd be a burden on somebody. But like Luke said, I think I would much rather my buddy come and be sensitive and talk to me about what he's struggling with than having him suffer through it by himself. So when it comes to Bell Let's Talk, I think there's lots of outlets, lots of resources for you to get through it, and you're not going to be a burden on anybody. I mean,
it's a great start to getting rid of the stigma, and I think there's a long way to go, but it's a great start that Bell's doing, and over the last couple of years.
I definitely think it's brought light to the situation, and again, it's, please, just, if you ever are struggling with anything, whether it be you think it's small or however big you think it is, it's way better to get it out and go talk your way through it than kind of suffer in silence. So I think me and Luke wanted to touch on that because it's obviously a sensitive topic in the men's community, as well as I'm sure women as well. Everybody struggles and fights their own fight day in and day out. So I think we want to make it very prominent that there's resources, there's people that love you, and no matter if you think nobody's in your corner, there's always going to be somebody in your corner. So if there's anybody that you think is struggling or anybody that hides it, please reach out and be the helping hand, because some people are too scared to do it. So
that pretty much covers everything, and kudos to Bell for getting this kind of started and raising some awareness.
But we're going to wrap it up with that, kind of leave a little driving home message to make sure to get that thought into some people's brains. But that's going to be the end of our show. We do appreciate you taking some time out of your day to listen and or watch on YouTube and Spotify. Still waiting on the Apple Music stuff. We're hoping it soon.
Being finicky.
But it is a process. So for now, we're going to guarantee 2 episodes out on, one episode out on Spotify and YouTube this week, coming up Friday at 6.
Yep.
But
Episode 3
in the
books.
Hat-trick in the books. To a few more. Many more, maybe?
To many more. Hopefully many more.
I'll take many more. But again, thank you guys so much for taking some time out of your day to listen and or watch. And we'll see you next week.